Hi, my name is Susan Weimer and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here with a Build-A-Flower Sweet Violet blog hop for April 2019 with Altenew, and we are working with this very pretty violet stamp layering set. And if you'll notice, I didn't layer it, and I'll explain why in just a minute. This is more a video about what to do if your mojo's missing, which mine was. So I have some white embossing powder, Arches cold pressed 140 pound white, cold press watercolor paper, and then this beautiful stamp set, which I think there are 5 or 6 layers for each flower. There are 2 flowers and 1 leaf, and it comes with another of these beautiful brochures from Altenew giving you examples and of how to lay things out, and then the wonderful layering guide. So I have my MISTI, my porcelain palette, my embossing buddy, and a mister tool filled with water, and then I have my new yummy, scrumptious, absolutely gorgeous, Altenew watercolors. And I usually use watercolors that are in tubes, and I really thoroughly enjoyed these. I don't have very many sets that are already pre-poured pans. Excuse me, allergy season. And these are just absolutely a delight to work with. They activate very easily, and those are my messy swatches. I'm not a good swatcher, and I'm really just learning how to watercolor. So anyway, I have my cloth, and I should just explain it's allergy season, and my children and my grandchildren are here visiting, and we've been outside a lot, so just please excuse my voice. So I have my mini MISTI out, and I've put my watercolor paper into that. And then for the stamp set, I'm using just 2 of the layering elements. My mom has been really sick, and she had been here when I was making this card, recuperating from her illness. She just gone home this past week, and now my children are here. So I was just baffled as what to do. So I had no energy, no motivation, and that happens to everyone. Whether we've moved or someone's gotten sick, we've been sick. People are lots of visitors. You just don't have it, but you got to make a card. You need to make a birthday card. You have an assignment. It doesn't matter. So the best thing to do is to do as my friend Jana Millen, who is this little card of mine, says, let the stamp do the work for you and find a technique that works the easiest for you. So the technique I love best is Emboss Resist. It produces always fantastic results, and I really wanted to watercolor on this particular day, and I really wanted to try out my new Altenew watercolors. So my goal was more to play with the watercolors than it was to do anything else. I just really wanted to try them, and again, I was just exhausted. So what I'm doing is I rotated the cardstock, and inside of each outline layer, I am stamping the layer that would stamp out the flower vines that are in violets. I don't know what you call them, but they look like veins. But did I say vines? Oh goodness. Anyway, I meant vines. Veins. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do an Emboss Resist and use just 2 of the layers. And while the rest of the layers of this are all fantastic and they make a beautiful card, I've done it with the Altenew layering inks. It just, that on this particular day, this is what I could come up with that I really wanted to do. So again, when your mojo is down, do something that's really well and let the stamps do the work. So we're going to go with Emboss Resist, and for our coloring medium, obviously we're going to use watercolors. See, I could have gone in with Distress inks. I could have, and my mind's going to escape me, I could have left them all white. I could have used a glitter spray, colored glitter spray, anything, but what we're going to do is just use watercolor, and I am adding water to the entire flower. Usually I just work petal by petal, but again, I was short on time, and I just really wanted to see the colors and see the color flow into each petal, and I just wanted to see it. And basically, that was it. And these watercolors move beautifully, and the color palette that I chose is a relatively simple one. It's pinks, purples, a little bit of yellow, and the greens for the leaves. It couldn't get any easier, but again, sometimes you just need easy. You need to get something done, or you want to get something done just to get yourself jump started again. So I'm going to add ultimately a little bit of the yellow to the center of this flower. So I've got them all embossed here, and then we're going to use the accompanying die cuts. So again, with this flower, I'm just wetting the paper well with water. This is, I think, my number 6 brush. It's my, actually here it is, and it's a number 6. It's a semi-synthetic, it's half synthetic, half real, Vinci CosmoTop brush, and I just use it all the time. And so it was worth the extra money that I paid for it because it cleans up really well and holds its shape. So I'm just putting in the colors. I'm looking back at my palette. I have the color guide from Altenew in front of me, which was very well done. And I also have up on the screen, I've Googled images of different kinds of violets. Violets are really elaborate. So I was just amazed. And that's why I decided to use the vein layer, because the veining is what makes each of these flowers so distinct. And I knew that were I to have just used the outline shape, there is no way I could have watercolored in or drawn in or penciled in or anything, any of the veining in any of these flowers. I just don't have those skills. So I'm just going to take some of this darker bluish green and add that in just to make it look a little interesting, a little more interesting. And excuse me. So I'm just going to continue this process. I'm building 3 flowers and 3 leaves, and I am using part of one of the designs that was suggested by Altenew in a layer guide. Now meanwhile, I'm gotten out my old paper rolling tool that we used to use to make our flowers more 3-dimensional back in the day. This works by breaking up the fibers in your paper and allowing you to manipulate them. So now that I see this, I was playing with 5 different backgrounds, and again, I just couldn't fathom, because I was so tired and overwhelmed, that striped background, but I just saw it and I went, oh, you know what? That looked pretty good. I think I'm going to take my leftover pieces, because I always stamp extra, and go with that. So I'm using the Happy Birthday from Inked Roses, which is a great sentiment. I really like it. And again, I'm playing with it here. Again, we're going with easy. I'm just working on white, Neenah Solar White 90-pound cardstock, and putting it in my MISTI, lining it up, and using some VersaFine Onyx Black. And then I'm going to take yes, I will eventually take those out and realize it. And I am not even going to, I usually throw some clear embossing powder over this. No, too tired. So I just heat set it. And I'm going to take it and set it with some 3M foam tape. And this panel on the top is 4 inches by 5.25 inches. So it's slightly offset. And I put it onto a Neenah Solar White 110-pound card. So in that little container is I have many different liquid adhesives that I use, depending on what's on my desk, really. Okay, so I'm going to add some Perfect Pearls, and for some shimmer and some just dimension. I could have thrown some whitewash on there, or even maybe some black splatter would have been interesting, but I didn't think of that till just now. So anyway, the reason why I've picked this particular liquid adhesive is that it has a longer open time. That is, it takes longer to dry. So you have more time to move your flowers around. So I just set my MISTI on top of it and to get this to dry, and then I'm putting a little bit more back on there. And you can see that after using that flower shaping tool, they've really retained their shape. And now I'm just going to pop up this purple flower. So, and then I'm going to use a little dab of the matte medium and put it there. And for some reason, I decided this needed a third leaf, but in looking at it, I don't think I need a third leaf. So I have some sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. And again, because I'm using this fluid matte medium from Golden, the open time is longer, so you do have, it's great because you can reposition things. It dries flat, so you don't see where it's been. But you have to be careful to let things dry before you move the card very far, or put it in an envelope, or set it upright to photograph it. I've never done that. Sure I have. Anyway, so that's the card. I hope you enjoyed being with me here today, and I hope things are going well in your life, and that allergy season is not too bad where you are. Please leave a comment or question if you have one below, and please hop on over to my blog to leave a comment to win I think it's a $15 gift certificate to Altenew. And I would love it if you could leave me a thumbs up so I know what kind of content people are enjoying. And if you have time to subscribe to my channel, I would really love that as well. So enjoy looking at flowers today and walking around and seeing what the world has. Thank you so much for being here with me. Goodbye.